Guys, how are you doing today? Sorry, I'm trying to fix this hair situation. Okay, hey, welcome to another Facebook Live with me, Sarah Gaston. Sorry I'm late and sorry I'm bumping the table. There's all this stuff going on in my building, and so things are a little crazy today. We don't have air conditioning. That's really fun. Anyway, thank you for joining me for another edition of Facebook Live. I'm trying to make sure my lipstick's not looking super crazy. I just felt like a red lip and my Wonder Woman shirt today because you know what? It's just that kind of day. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Listen, today I want to start with a little quote from Seth Godin's lovely book, The Practice. And it goes a little something like this. And of course, always I do this while I wait for you to drop your comments in the comment section so that, well, your questions. So yeah. Can you tell I've had some coffee? Hello, Christina. Welcome. Okay, this is my quote for you guys today. Your practice is a journey, and it takes you to a room with different rules, different expectations, different challenges. You know when you're in that room. You've probably been there before. Salte mortale, the dangerous leap, that feeling in your stomach when you're in thin air, neither here nor there. Some people avoid this feeling. That's why they need a recipe, and they want reassurance that the work they do will pay off. The practice requires that you seek out this experience of uncertainty, to place yourself in a room where you will create discomfort. I love that. In fact, I love all of Seth Godin's work, but in particular, I really love this book, The Practice, because what he's addressing is what all artists and all creators face, which is this need to create something new that's never been created before and do something that no one has ever done before without guarantee of an outcome, right? Hey, Joseph. Hey, good to see you. And that's the thing. We want guarantees, right? And you know, if COVID has taught us nothing, I hope, is that there are no guarantees. Nothing is guaranteed. We're not promised anything. We're certainly not promised tomorrow. And so why we act like we can go around in life expecting guarantees and expecting uncertainty, I mean, it's really kind of a fool's errand when you think about it. So why not just do the thing that you want to do, right? Whatever that is, whether it's acting or cooking or painting or be an accountant if you want to be an accountant, be a lawyer if you want to be a lawyer, but do the thing that you feel called to do without waiting for some sort of certainty and outcome, because there just isn't one. So anyway, that is my wisdom from class a few weeks ago, and I thought I would share it with you guys today while I'm waiting for your questions to roll in. I don't know why I'm doing this little swirly finger thing. There you go. David Clark, how's it going? Hey, Carlos, nice to see you again, my friend. Carlos, dude, drop some questions in the comments, or you run the risk of hearing me talk about what we talked about last night in class. What? I'm going to talk about what we talked about last night in class. Anyway, y'all can't stop me. But first, I'm going to have a soothing drink of lemon water because I need to stay hydrated. So, today, as a topic, while I wait for your questions, I want to talk about game playing and role playing, because we talked about this in class last night in the Tuesday night ongoing class, and sometimes when we talk about something in class, it foments a discussion that I then want to carry on here. Foments. Can you tell I did my PSAT word of the day calendar today? No, I never even actually took the PSAT. I took the SAT, but I don't have a word of the day calendar. I just sometimes like to use yummy words. Anyway, we were talking about game playing and role playing in terms of one of Shurtleff's guideposts. So if you're not familiar with this incredible book, Audition by Michael Shurtleff, if you're an actor, I would suggest reading it, because I don't know, it's got a little bit of wisdom, and we're talking about in class right now. So game playing and role playing, the way Shurtleff explores it as a tool for actors to use is basically what we do in our day-to-day lives. And when we think about game playing and role playing, it's easy to think about it in terms of being fake. And really the truth is we behave differently in different in different situations, right? So for example, I think an example that he might have used in the book, I don't know, COVID, right? I don't remember anything anymore, is a teacher might behave one way with the students in class, and then if she goes out to a bar later that night, she might behave another way. Or maybe that's just me thinking about myself. Not that I've been to a bar. Who can go to a bar? It's COVID, y'all. Anyway, but there's a certain way I behave. Okay, for example, Easter weekend, I went to go visit some of my family up in Dallas, and my brother is a Methodist minister, as is his wife. And so when I go to see my brother preach in church and meet some of the church people afterwards, right, I'm going to be behaving in a certain way. And I might behave a different way when I'm in class with my people, right, with my with my students. So, excuse me, tickle. It doesn't mean that I'm being fake with the church people. It doesn't mean that I'm being more real with the class people. It just means that I'm in a different situation, so I'm going to behave a different way. The other thing is, sometimes game playing, I act a certain way when I get with my sisters. We're a little crazy, and we're a little competitive, and sometimes we tease each other mercilessly. So we're kind of playing games, right? It doesn't mean we're trying to trick each other. It's just a way of being that we have. Hey, Annalyn, it's just a way of being that we have when we get together. When all four of my siblings get together, 3 girls and 1 boy, it's just like hymn of the hour. Like we're just trying to out goof each other. So, and again, it doesn't mean that I'm more real with these people than I am with these people. It's a way of being that we have in different situations. So look at that in your scene work. Is there any sort of game playing going on? It could be like a flirtation. It could be, a way you are when you're with your friends. Sometimes when guys get together, they really pick on each other, and they're really mean to each other, and they really trash talk each other. And it's not that they dislike each other. It's just a way of being that they have as far as friends. Maybe, you're a perfectly competent person in your day-to-day life, but you get around a parent who maybe is really controlling, and you behave differently with that parent. Maybe you're trying to placate that parent. Maybe that parent is a loose cannon, and you have to be real careful about how you manage that parent when they're out in public. All these different ways of being sort of fall under the umbrella of game playing and role playing. I hope that makes sense. If not, I don't know what to tell you, because that is the way I am understanding how to manifest that in our acting work. Are there no questions? If there are no questions, I'm not going to keep you guys here, as you know, because what do I always say? Time is our most valuable and non-renewable resource. So I'm not going to waste yours listening to myself talk. And it's really interesting because there are not interlopers in here, such as my friend Mike or my friend Robin from high school, who like to always put sassy things in the comments. I was really lucky to, this is a nice comment from Carlos. I was really lucky to find your class. When I did, I recommend any aspiring actor to join your class if they are serious and determined. Every lesson has made a difference for me. Carlos, thank you so much. I appreciate that shout out. Yes, guys, I love what we create every single week in our Tuesday night class, and it is a collaboration. I'm sort of like the captain, right? Because, I sort of bring the topic and I pick out the scripts and all that kind of stuff. But believe me, your participation in the way that you show up and the way you contribute to each other and to the class makes a difference for everybody in the room. So I love my students, and I just love what we create on Tuesday nights. So please, please, please come on Tuesday nights. Christina, did I get your email with a question? Christina, I believe I did. But I would love it if you could repeat that question in the comments. I will be really honest with you. I was out of town several days for the Easter weekend, and also I had to have this emergency retina procedure. So things have been a little wonky the last couple of weeks. So I apologize I know you did send me an email, but I don't remember the question. So if you could restate the question down below, that would be very, very helpful for me and for everybody watching. Thank you. And while you're waiting for that question, I'll make a couple of announcements. At the end of April, I'm going to have another comedy and improv workshop. Now, people are thinking, well, I just took a comedy and improv workshop from you in March. It's not going to be an exact repeat. The thing about improv is there really are no repeats because you are working that muscle. It's a little like saying, well, I did push-ups and sit-ups yesterday. I don't need to do push-ups and sit-ups again today. Well, you probably should if you want to keep those muscles toned, right? I am going to have some different exercises and some different games and certainly a new script. So even if you took the improv and comedy workshop in March, I would say if you are interested in learning more about comedy and improv, then take this one that I have at the end of the month, because we are going to be exploring some new things, some new exercises, and definitely a new script. Easiest way to connect with this live feed is to just come to my Facebook page at 1 o'clock every Wednesday, because I'll be here. And you know, guys, I'm trying to figure out how I can also do like a YouTube link as well. So if there are any technically savvy people who want to help me with this, I would be ever so much grateful. You know, I know that some webinars and like church services and stuff do that, and I would love to know how to do that. Oh, yes. Thank you, Christina, for the reminder. Yes, I do. I remember this. How much of a blow is it if you forget to slate in a Zoom audition? That's a really good question. You know, casting directors come in all stripes. Let's just put it that way. It can look a little like if they have asked you to slate and then you forget to slate and you go straight into the audition piece. It can look a little bit like you're not listening or you're not paying attention. That would be the only thing that I would say. I notice this when I am first working with a brand new actor and we work on slating. And, you know, what I will do is I will vary my slate request every time we do sort of a mock audition, just to get them in the habit of really listening and really being present and really taking the direction. And guys, look, do as I say, not as I do. I was at the doctor's office earlier today and they gave me very specific instructions on where to put my urine sample when I was done. And I was at the doctor's office and I was nervous, because I get nervous at the doctor's office because I had just given blood and I hate giving blood. And so I know TMI urine sample. Anyway, I was getting some routine checkups done. But you know what? My IQ goes down a little bit when I go to the doctor, because I get a little nervous that they're going to, you know, find, you know, toe cancer or something. Okay. And so she said it and it went in one ear and out the other. And that happens sometimes in auditions too, because we're a little nervous or we're excited and our adrenaline's pumping. So you're a human being and you're going to make mistakes. And I would say it's no big deal. And also I will say, it is a good reminder to be very present in our auditions, because what we often do is we've worked on our lines and we've worked on our character, and so we're thinking, can I just hurry up and get to the audition part so that I can remember all the stuff that I learned, right? That's pretty common, right? And also we're living in the future, we're not living in the present, and it takes us out of the moment, which is why we sometimes will forget to slate, even though we've just been given real specific slate instructions. Or if we're ready to go and all of a sudden they want to have a conversation with us, like, well, tell us a little bit about yourself, or do you have any thoughts about the character? Do you have any questions about the character? We just kind of are like deer in the headlights, and we're kind of thrown because we haven't been present, you know. I've been doing this a long time, so not much throws me at this point. But, you know, I know so many, for example, monologue auditions for theater, you know, it's just like you're thrown down a cattle chute and you like walk into the room and you say, hello, my name is, and I'll be doing this selection from this play, and I'll be doing this selection from this play, and here's my monologue, and here's my second monologue. And it is a little bit like you're spitting it out. And, you know, now I know sometimes when I go into the audition room, they'll say, hey, Sarah, how's it going? Yeah, hey, I heard you did this show. Did you have fun with that? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't catch it. Yeah, you know, and then you just have a conversation. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, what do you want to do for us today? And you're like, oh, okay, I'll do my monologues now. So I get it. I know that sounds like a really long-winded answer, like I was building a clock. My point is, no, it's not a big deal. It's not a deal breaker. If you're the right person for the part, or if you had a really strong audition and they want to bring you back in, they're going to bring you back in. But it is also a good reminder to stay present, stay in the moment, and listen, you know, actually be with the person and listen to what they're asking us to do. Okay. Angie Sandoval. I love when you guys have questions. It makes me ever so happy because really that's why I'm here. Angie Sandoval says, any tips to know when you should start applying for agencies as well as tips in general for applying to agencies? Yes, yes. And I have a couple of videos about that as well. So I would say check my YouTube channel once we're done here, but I'll still answer your question. It's an important question, and for sure you're not the only person with this question. Some things to think about when you're thinking about applying to agencies are, do you have professional headshots? And when I say professional headshots, I mean from a headshot photographer, not a wedding photographer, not somebody who does graduation pictures for high school seniors, not your cousin Vinny who has a nice camera, but an actual bona fide headshot photographer. Getting professional headshots shows that you're serious, you're professional, you're ready to go. One of the things you want to think about when applying to an agency is, are you client ready? That an agent does not want to train you. An agent does not want to teach you how to audition. An agent doesn't want to teach you how to act. They don't want to teach you how to navigate the business. What an agent wants to do is know that they are signing an actor who already has their skill set, who already has their marketing materials, who already knows how to audition, who they can, if their headshot is seen by a casting director because they have been submitted for said role, that they know that they can send that actor, if requested by the casting director, to the audition with no worries. Okay? So do you have a skill set? Have you done some on-camera training? Have you had some experience doing auditions, either, community theater, or have you been auditioning for some indie stuff or some student films? Or have you taken an audition class? Like, do you understand kind of how the process works? Because the agent isn't going to want to teach you all that, okay? Understandably, that's not their job. They only get paid if you book the job, so you need to actually be ready to go. They need to know that they could send you to set if you got booked, and they wouldn't be getting really upset calls from production, okay? And in terms of applying to agencies, I would say search for agencies in your area. If you don't have a mentor, if you don't have somebody you're working with regularly, I always recommend hiring a mentor or a coach initially because it'll save you a lot of time. As Tony Robbins puts it, you can compress decades into days when you get when you hire a great coach or a great mentor to sort of help you streamline the process. I certainly wish I'd had a mentor when I got out of college. I was kind of luckily stumbled onto a couple who were able to help me a little bit. I would have certainly paid someone had I known that there was somebody who could get me there a lot faster. Yeah, when you start to look at agencies, see who's in the area, see what they're looking for and what their audition requirements are, and then you have to go about putting together whatever their audition requirements are. Some of them want to see a demo reel, some of them want to see a headshot and a letter of interest, some of them want to see 2 contrasting monologues, some of them just want to have an interview with you. I do know an agent who doesn't ask people to like perform a piece when they are when they're submitting, but she might stalk that person on social media just to see what their brand is and how they're sort of presenting themselves in the community. So that's something else you want to think about. Everything you put out on social media kind of becomes part of your persona and sort of part of your brand. So are you thinking in terms of that, of, I'm a business now and I'm a product, and, how is my product represented in the world? People who go on social media and, and their profile is public and they accept casting directors and people in the business as, Facebook friends, who are always going, online and social media and complaining about their life, or saying really nasty, negative things, somebody's going to think twice about wanting to work with you, because they're going to think, well, I don't want to be on set with that person for 12 hours. So I hope that's helpful. Those are some things to think about. Leslie Thorson, hello. Vicky, yep, I miss you, Vicky. I miss you, Vicky. It's so nice to see your icon pop up. So hello. Scrolling back. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Christina. I'm glad that was helpful. Great. Any other questions, my friends? Again, I won't keep you if you don't have any other questions, but I'm here to help if you do. Yeah, so as I was saying, I have you are very welcome, Angie. I'm so glad that was helpful. Great. And yes, check out my YouTube channel because I have a few more videos on this subject, and it may go into a little bit more depth that will be helpful for you. I have something on how to write a cover letter, how to plan for your headshot session, things like that. I have a lot of videos that will just help you with some practical stuff. So good. I'm glad it was helpful. Yes, so I'm having another improv comedy workshop at the end of the month. It's on my website. It's, I think, the last Sunday in April, and I'll be sending out a blast. So if you're not on my email list, now would be a good time to join my email list, which you could do on my website, sarahgaston.com, because I do send some stuff out on the email blast that I don't send out anywhere else, including some tips and some auditions and some supporting material around, what we do as actors, and also just information about working with me. I have virtual workshops, I have live workshops, I have some online self-paced courses you can take on crying and how to analyze a script, and all that information is on my website. Good, Angie. Yes, definitely check those out. I think that'll be really helpful for you. I offer private coaching services as well. You can do, I offer professional audition taping as well. So anyway, I offer lots of things if you want to work with me privately. And also, I'm here every Wednesday to answer your questions live. If you think of a brilliant question you desperately need an answer to during the week, you can always send me an email or a message like Christina did. And I really am usually quite good about printing those out and bringing those to the next Facebook Live. Like I said, I just had some health stuff and the holidays going on, so I got a little distracted. Anyway, and again, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because every week, except for the last couple of weeks, because like I said, I got derailed a little bit, I offer a new video with a new tip. I actually edited 5 new videos today, so I've got a lot of good stuff coming down the pipe. So, it's all out there to support you guys. So anyway, if there are no more questions, I will not keep you. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are watching this later, thank you so much for watching it later. And please feel free to drop your questions and comments in the comment section later. I do check them and make sure there's nothing I need to respond to for the next time. Anyway, my friends, stay safe. Look for some miracles in your life today. Look for something to just look for a little magic. And I wish you all the best, and break a leg out there. Bye.